Hello, folks. Time to do a music update and a reminder that I have a contest. And at the rate that it's going to be pretty easy to pick a winner. If you're interested, the contest is going for another week. Make a video. Don't have to be a subscriber. I mean, we really don't have to. But in order to enter into the running to win a copy of the new Mana Mirage Blue Dogs CD plus a copy of my album Mercury on vinyl, make a video and tell us about a piece of music that you would want to share with the world, something that you think is really wonderful, that you wish people could hear the way you do. That's another thing I thought about, is that we don't, even though a lot of music is heard and experienced and loved by a lot of people, each person is getting a very unique experience out of it. Even though there are parallels in what we hear in music and feel from it, everyone's experience is unique. That's why I think this question could be interesting to answer, because it's asking you to share what it is about the music that connects with you or excites you or somehow stimulates you to the point that it's something you would want to share with others. All throughout my channel here, I'm sharing records, and in many videos I enthuse about the records because I just love the music so much, and that's basically what I'm asking. Just share something that you would, that you're really enthusiastic about and why, and enter into the contest. Other than that, I've been very busy. I've been recording a couple of projects at the same time. I don't know if one of these will end up on vinyl. The Greg Hand project, which I played a song for you, Her Eyes. Our plan mainly is to make copies of that for his family and maybe try to get some airplay on local radio. But neither he and I have the money to produce it. So at some point, it will become public, though, and I'll let you know how you can hear it. Most likely, I'll help Greg put something online. But right now, we have no plans for a physical release. But I'm working on an R&B project, and that I'll let you know more about, too. There should be, once we're done with the first song, we should be making a promotional video for it. I'll let you know about that. The last records that I received in on the Vinyl Community Love Train, as we call it, were some records from the record label Certified PR. I'm thinking that most likely that PR stands for punk rock, certified punk rock. I believe the guy's name is Steve Ziarnik, that sent this stuff to me, and I've had a chance to listen to everything enough to give you a bit of a rundown on this stuff. I want to thank you again, Steve, for sending me the records. I love receiving vinyl. Ain't no lie about that. I love receiving records. There was also a tape, which I haven't played yet because I don't have a cassette deck anymore. The one in my system is old and frozen, so sometime I'll hear this. But Certified PR Records strikes me as a label that is focused on punk, garagey, real straight ahead, no frills music. And from the releases that I have that they sent me, they get it right for the most part. Once again, and it's an aesthetic musically that, either you're kind of drawn to or not. Garagey stuff that, there's roots all the way back to surf music and Dick Dale and Link Ray, and I hear all that stuff, coming through parts of punk rock, rockabilly and stuff. And so that's kind of what I'm hearing coming out of this label. Let me show you the records and give you a quick rundown of my basic thoughts. So he sent me an album by Reverend Norb and the Onions. Once again, I do think that these graphics are purposely like this, kind of lo-fi, kind of a throwback, not glossy. And this is a good band. Now I started with this because I liked it, but okay, the next one I got more of a charge out of. This one I dug more. And this is, let's see, they have another record. It's hard for me to see the damn name. Hugh Blank's Joyless Ones. Hugh Blank, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Hugh Blank's Joyless Ones. Stoning Josephine is the name of the album. Now, I enjoyed this. Again, it's kind of, I've said the words already, but it's like there's a looseness about it, but it's also kind of psychedelic in a kind of a fuzzy way. I dug this. Haven't listened to all of it, but I was getting into this one. I will also point out that all the records, they include the lyrics and an insert, which is nice. I haven't looked at the lyrics. You don't know how I am. He also sent me this single by Hugh Blank's Joyless Ones. I really like this. These look like United pressings to me, with this end of the batch type of color vinyl that you can get at a discount. This is pretty good. Again, I'll put the names on the screen. You can look this up and hear all this online. This is good, some good stuff. One of the most impressive of the bunch are guys from Nebraska, my hometown crew, Brimstone Howl. They're no longer around. And when they were going in town, I didn't go see them. I never did go to see them, but this is good. Like I said, it's got that, there's hints of surf, garage rock, punk, lo-fi. It's, lo-fi. And it's really good. It has that, it engages. It's like it's not empty, and it's like there's some kind of, gravity to their performance. This is good. I'm not sure how else to describe it. That's one thing I'm not always able to put into words, but I can tell when music is going to grab me, or when it grabs me, or when something is like, okay, this just missed the mark, I can usually tell pretty quick. This one, Ramalama Ice Cream. Once again, I need to listen to this more, but my first impression was, yeah, Certified PR, they know what they like, and they like the good stuff. My first impression of this is good. This one I listened to both sides, and it's a split 12-inch, really good. One side is Reverend Norb and the Onions, and the other side, I really like this band, The Last Sons of Krypton, punk band that apparently is no longer around. Really like this band, Last Sons of Krypton. I'll show this was on green vinyl. No biggie, but it's on green vinyl, which is nice. And the whole album that I got by Last Sons of Krypton, I like this a lot. Teenage Trash, yeah, these guys had it. Good songs, and the band rages. So a thumbs up to Certified PR for real, okay? Because again, it's partially why, maybe some folks don't like my style, because I'm honest, and if I don't like something, I'll try to say it as nice as I can, but I'll tell you I don't like it. Certified PR Records, everything you sent me is pretty good. The least interesting of the records on first listen was this, Holly and the Nice Lions, but again, I only listened to one side, so I have to come back to this, And sometimes the B-sides are more interesting than the A-sides, and they gave me another, a limited edition, number 49 of 100, single by Brimstone Howl. I like this. One side was recorded in someone's living room. Good stuff. I'll leave a link to their label page. They're still going. I think a lot of you would really like Certified PR Records catalog, the type of thing they're doing. It's gritty. They get it. I identify with the idea of punk rock music. Mainly what it means to me, because the idea of punk is very individual. But the idea that anyone can make music, I'm into that. The other thing that I'm aware, though, is that even though anyone can make music, not everyone has something that they're able to put into the music, that has something. Sometimes people just make noise, an interesting noise, sometimes just really bad noise. Certified PR Records, they like this music, and it's got the realness. So I'll give a thumbs up to Certified PR Records, absolutely. I'll end this video. I'm going to keep it short. When I say that means that, okay, now what is there that I want to say to make sure? And the only thing I want to say about social issues is there's nothing to do. There's nothing that words, it's like everyone is talking, everyone is memeing, everyone is on social media screaming out, people are protesting, and it appears to me the primary result that we're getting from all of our actions is further divisiveness. Seems like the main thing that's happening is that people are setting up, their camps are setting up ground and staking that ground and saying, damn it, this is where we are, and you guys are okay, you guys aren't okay. And so what can I say that, I just observe and try to have a decent life, best I can. It's the aftermath of the Paris attack has been absolute insanity, which is understandable, to a degree. And yet when I listen to what the media is putting out, which I think the media is the enemy to the future, I think the corporate-owned media really create a lot of damage in the world. But when I listen, the things that I hear being focused on seem to intensify and inflame chaos, confusion, madness, and bad decisions. I don't know. So, see, I said I'm going to keep it short, but it is. That's all I had to say. It's like, what good are my words? What good are words? The only thing that seems to really have much weight is aggressive power. Those that have the might and the will to do what they will with it, that's what they do, and we have to deal with the fallout of it. So that's the world we live in. I just try to take it day to day and have a good life. Working on some things besides music, trying to pull my personal situation together. Some good possibilities I don't want to talk about because sometimes I talk and then things fall apart. Like, for example, the horror movie. I lost that project, but it was the right thing because I really wasn't into it, and I may have. I really didn't want to do it. I'm just So I don't feel bad that the director, the film writer, looked and found someone else to do the music instead of me. I think he did the right thing. So. Just trying to put one foot ahead of the other, trying to keep my feet on the ground mentally, stay focused on what's important, people in your life, and just taking care of yourself. With that in mind, tomorrow, Sarah, who I used to call my daughter and still feel very familiar to, she turns 30 tomorrow. It's supposed to snow. We'll see how that affects the traffic and stuff, but we have some events to do, so that's part of my other focus is just, being with people that I care about. With that in mind, I've had some people be very nice to me recently, so I was able to go to the Low show. A member of the VC, Roger Simonson, gave me a ticket to go see Low, so I saw them last week. And I've had their records for a while. I don't play them much, but I knew that once I see them, that it would make the difference. Low were great. There's a there's a soulfulness to their sound, which I told him. I met Mimi and Alan. Of course, I try as much as I can. And Alan said no one's ever said to him that his music was soulful. I said, well, I feel it. You know, I like the sound, but shit, I feel some of these songs. That was a great show. Last night, I have nothing to show, but last night, another friend decided he didn't want to go to see Public Image. I got to see Public Image last night. Of course, I wanted to try and meet John Lydon or Lou Edmonds, the guitarist who has played with everyone besides Public Image. But it was cold, and I was riding with someone else, and they wanted to go. Had I waited long enough, I probably could have, wait outside the bus, but they didn't want to. But I was impressed. I'm not a big Public Image fan as far as the music. When it first happened, I bought the single and I bought Metal Box. They're sold. Interestingly, the person that I sold the newspaper single to was at the show last night and came up to me. He remembered who I was and brought that up. I still have that single I bought from you. I said, oh, wow. Well, I hate to tell you, but I regret selling it now. And we got a big laugh out of it. But Public Image, John Lydon was in a good mood. He had a cold, so he was hacking and coughing and stuff and drinking cough syrup a bit, but spitting it out. Smart man. Vital presence on stage. Smiled a lot. He gave us I think he gave us honest vitriol when there was some to give, but mostly was the smallest show on this tour at a place in Lincoln, only 400 people there, capacity. And they really gave a good show. I was impressed with the band, really rock solid. Lou Edmonds is a heck of a guitarist, and the rhythm section, Bruce Smith on drums, really, really excellent. And Johnny just gave it. He's riveting. And, his voice is a caterwaul, but he sings with his entire being. And so to have him give that to you is pretty cool. It's quite a gift. So I'm really glad that I got to see Public Image last night. So, like I said, just try to keep things in perspective. Try to enjoy life like I just showed you, the show last night, last week, the recording that I'm doing, my family and friends. Because the world is just in a state, and we are not getting it together. And it looks like it's just going to fall apart more and more. It's just the way it goes until we start to rebuild. That's not happening anytime soon. Anyway, on a positive note, I'll brag again because it's still not showing up in shops, but the latest Record Collector magazine, or the November, because now December is going to be coming out eventually, but people are still waiting for November. With the Kinks on the cover, the featured collector of this magazine, which is the November issue, is myself. Still very pleased about it. Don't mind showing it again. Very, very, very honored to be recognized for my love of music and collecting records by this magazine, international magazine. Enter my contest and then leave me a link here in the comments to your video so I can watch it.